Welcome everyone to Beyond the Board podcast with Coach Elnont, and today our guest is Igor Legetic from Serbian. Hi, Igor.
Hello, coach. How are you?
Okay, I'm great, thank you. And first of all, we will discuss about Serbian basketball, um, about Serbian basketball at all. And could you introduce yourself to the audience, and how would you describe your basketball journey in a few sentences?
Uh, yeah, my name is Igor Legetic, and I was born in a small village that is close to Belgrade, our main city. It's like 40 kilometers from Belgrade, and my basketball journey is mostly connected to that place. I was first practicing basketball for like 7, 8 years from for my 10 when I was 10 to till I was 16, and I had like big dreams to play, and I was really into the basketball every day for many hours, in the summer for going to the court at like 7 in the morning, and then coming back, and then in the evening staying at the court till like 2 3 after midnight. So I was like pretty big into it, but when I was 16 years old, I had injury, like big injury, ACL injury in the
Oh,
game. And because our, let's say, healthcare system is not that good, I was waiting like a long period for my surgery. And then at the end, because of Corona time, I didn't have my surgery. So after that, I was like in some, let's say, dark place for 1 year, 2 years, and then I started to coach. So this is my sixth year of coaching, and I'm also finishing now my bachelor degree also in basketball coaching. So that is my like journey in basketball. And from the first time I was first playing football for like 2 3 years, like everyone in Europe starts with football. But after that, it was only basketball, and now only basketball. So that's the thing that I will do it for the rest of my life.
they played football, but then they find something more interesting. For
Yeah,
example,
yeah,
basketball. uh,
yes.
I really understand you about ACL because I have ACL injury too, but
Uh,
I didn't make an operation yet. Mm, and it's so hard. I really understand you. And
yes.
how it happened? Your
Uh,
injury.
it 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 happened in the game because in my local team I was playing for first team since I was 14 years old, and then in senior game of first team I was injured. Like it was fast break, 2-on-1. I was in defense, and I was like making a fake move to like fake on one side and to get to other side to get the ball, and other guy like tried to do Euro step, and he hit me with his knee on my knee and like
Oh,
moved my knee to the side.
I know.
And
My injury was the same, exactly the same.
uh,
But
and
it's
and
was
after
a contact injury.
yeah, and after that I was like subbed, and after 2 minutes I was like, oh, it's okay, I can play maybe. And I come back to the game, and I was like one offense, it was okay. And next time I'm coming back to defense, and my knee I just fell on the ground. I couldn't
Hmm.
walk anymore, and I was like, okay,
Uh,
maybe something more serious. But the problem is that my coaches and my surrounding, they weren't like they didn't know what to do with that. So they didn't give me the right instruction how to rehab it. And then I lost like for, let's say, 6 months. I was trying to come back to play a little bit, to practice with some exercises for strengthening, but not enough. And then I was like re-injured a couple of times. So after that, like maybe let's say 6 months after that, I was like, okay, no, I won't play anymore, just rehab. And then with like year and a half, I was only rehabbing with exercises and gym strengthening the knee. So after that, I'm okay. I can play, but not on that level.
okay, and I hear you. Uh, how many practice did you have in your childhood in the day?
Like in the beginning, or in the most at the most.
Mm. Uh, Both of all. in the beginning and in the end of
Okay,
your career?
in the beginning, I think that was like 3 times a week for 1 hour, and
Hmm.
then it was like four, and at the most in my like team practices, I think that was like 5 practices a week. But I was doing like 2 or 3 days per week, double practices, like for older group and for younger group. So I had that, but in the summer, like I told you, every day it was like, I don't know, 8 9 hours on the court. So, but that was all pure of love. No. Let's say professional individual practices, but I was doing it alone. So
Mm. Okay. And how many kids was in your group, in your club?
uh, it was like 20, let's say 20
Hmm.
per group. And then it was like two to three like older groups. But there was some, or let's say, okay players that made some solid senior level. Like some of them were playing at college level in USA, and some of them are playing like in Serbian first league. So there were like a couple of them that were nice players. So it
Mm.
is a very
Okay.
small club, village club, but we
Hmm.
have, let's say, some history in basketball.
Uh, I know that basketball is popular in Serbia. What can you say about it? And
Uh,
compare it
ye-
maybe with football.
yeah, football is, let's say, still the first sport in Serbia, but
Hmm.
now when the Red Star and Partizan both started to play in EuroLeague, now I think that like more than half of people are more like to go to basketball matches, not that much to football, because more it's more competitive. Partizan Red Star both play in the first in EuroLeague, the like the best league in Europe, and they are competitive in that league. A problem with football is that we are not that competitive. Like we have history, like in 1991, Red Star won the Champions League, but now they are not that competitive. They now play in Europa League, and Partizan is now it's not that good. The problem in Serbia is that it's mostly correlated with Partizan and Red Star success. So when they are successful in any sport, that sport is like in major in Serbia. But for basketball, we have a long history with our national team from former Yugoslavia, and that's the big part of basketball, and there is big basketball culture in that sense.
Mm. Okay. And how many playgrounds do you have in Serbia outside?
Uh, I think that we can say that we have a lot playgrounds, but I'm not that. I don't like how they are operating them, because a lot of playgrounds are like abolished, or they are turned to parking area or something like that. They don't have one rim or that stuff, because to be realistic, kids are not playing that much like before, because now they have other sports, or they have their computers and video games. But I think that we have a lot, because in my hometown, that is like a place that have 5,000 people, and there we have two basketball courts. One is like concrete one, and the other one is like a better ground. So I can say that it's solid, but not no one is operating them.
I think it's not bad for Eastern Europe. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
it may be not good for United States, but
yes.
for our country, it's normal. It's
Yes, because now in the last couple of years, like last 10 years, one betting company, Mozart, they have like they are doing it to promote basketball. They are giving courts to and they are naming it to some legends that were in Yugoslavian basketball, like Alexander Djordjevic, and then they build a court where he was born in his hometown. So that is like, say, like something nice that is a little bit getting it better.
okay. About Partizan and the Red Star. I we met each other on EuroLeague head coaches board, and
Yeah, yeah,
we have a great opportunity to see in other countries and go on practice week. I chose practice in Red Star,
yeah, me
Belgrade.
too.
Really want to buy some souvenirs, not only from Red Star, but and from Partizan, some of their stuff. And I know that Belgrade is divided by Partizan and Red Star. People divided by
Yes, yes.
is really true?
Yeah, in Serbia, every place has its own club, but in every part in Serbia, it's only Red Star or Partizan. Like you can cheer for your hometown club, but you also cheer for Red Star or Partizan. No one is cheering only for, let's say, some smaller club. So yeah, it's mostly divided, and Red Star has a little more fans, like it's maybe 60 to 40% or 70 to 30, because it's a little bit of cultural thing. Like Red Star people and Red Star culture is a little bit more like Serbian culture. They want to represent themselves like Red Star is equal to Serbian, like Serbian traditional values and stuff like that. And for Partizan, it's a little more like other thing, like the black side of black sheeps, and like some of them they are not that they don't agree with that traditional stuff. So it's like a little bit of culture, but
Hmm. Did you see their matches?
yes, yes, I am a Partizan fan since I started to watch basketball and football, and I'm going to Partizan games, but from now not that much because of my practices. But when the Partizan was not that good, when they were like 6 7 years ago, I was going to almost every match. So yes, I like the atmosphere. I like it.
Oh, that's great. I saw their matches on TV, their games on TV, and I think that the Serbian fans, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's
Yes, yes,
similar to Greek fans.
yeah, yeah,
I see this arena, and oh,
yes.
that's great. That's loud. That's crowd. I like it, and I really want to see some of their games. And I hope that it will be on practice week.
Yeah, when I was like a couple of years ago, when Partizan was still in Euro Cup and Red Star was in EuroLeague, I was like in Eternal Derby. That is the game between Partizan and Red Star, and I was like at the part of the arena where the Partizan ultras are the most aggressive fans and the
Hmm.
most. And then they were like all the time waving with some flag, and I couldn't watch the game. And then I was at that time I was like maybe 20 years old, and some kids that were in front of me that were like 15 16 years old, they were like going to me, arguing with me, like cheer cheer, like be louder, yell all the time. So there is always pressure to to cheer for
Oh, it's
during the
dangerous.
whole game. Yeah, yeah.
Cheer for our crewman.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, Thank you. And we will discuss about Serbian basketball, about your coaching experience, and can you tell something about exactly coaching experience, not only your player
Yes,
background,
yes,
but about your coaching,
yes.
about your club,
uh,
and where are you coaching now?
Yes, my coaching career started in 2020 during the Corona, during the COVID, because first I was like going to practices because everything was closed, and then like only our team could practice because it's a small town and that wasn't the problem. So I was like going to practices to like shoot a little bit, because the coach in my team is he's married to my sister, so I had that connection, and I was like going with the kids to shoot a little bit. And then while I was there, I was like, "Oh, you can work on this, you can work on that," showing them some things. And then as the time was going, I was like, okay, I can be with you coming to every practice. Like I was doing that for 1 or 2 years, like with no money, just coming to practices and helping them out. And then I was more and more involved. Uh, and the first, it was like 15 kids, I think, in our club. Now it's all over 50. So that's like the from the beginning, from my beginning to now. And my coaching was mostly like because from the from since I was 15 years old, I was like on my classes drawing some plays, or and then later watching clinics. Like since while I was still playing, I was watching them because I wanted to make better and to be better. So I knew a little bit of that, and then I tried to work a little bit on my speech, on my culture, that building culture in the team, and that creating them habits. So uh, if you can ask me something a little more specific, I can tell you about it.
Okay, okay. Something later. Um, and First of all, I would like to ask you about core values taught to Serbian players from a young age, because I see that Serbian consistently produce high IQ basketball players. And First of all, what can you tell about core values which are taught to
Uh,
Serbian players?
First, about that high IQ players, I think that's mostly because of our surrounding and our culture. Like you have in Serbia, it's everything is extremely competitive, and there is you if you want to be good, you have to make a way for yourself. So you in Serbia, you don't have like some system that is like you do this, you do this, you do this, and then you will be successful. No, for everyone is for itself, and everyone is individual. If you want to be good, then you find the ways, and you have to be creative all the time. So I think that's the thing why we are so successful in the game like basketball, because we are from the since we are kids, we are finding ways to be creative and gain some advantage, because there is no like system advantage, like no that our school let's say P and school sports, it's good, it's not good that in now, and like club system that you have, like you go to this club, then you go to this club, and you will make yourself good enough. No, you have to make it yourself. That's the first thing why I think that we are that successful. And about let's say some key values. First of all, it's resilience. So you can adapt to every situation, that you are tough enough, because uh, like I told you, with Partizan and Red Star, everything is pressure all the time. You from when you're a kid, it's pressure from parents, pressure from coach, and then the most yes, the most resilient one make the way, and why they are that good enough. Now it's changing a little bit, because like new age and new culture stuff, but that I think is the key value for me. And then also that creativity, because uh, kids in Serbia, they have a lot of free time, and they have like let's say they are safe enough. Like in our hometown, you can go to court whenever you want. You don't, like in Belgrade, it's almost the same, and you can play, you can try to make yourself better, and to create your own environment. So I think that's because of that. It's mostly individual. I don't think that there is some, like say system that is making that.
Hmm. Okay. And How is YAS basketball structured in Serbia? I give an example. In the United States, they have private clubs, private academies, school clubs, university clubs. In my country, both we mostly have government academies and private academies. We haven't got school academies.
Yes, it's the same in Serbia. You have private clubs and government clubs, and then the parents are paying the tuition for every child, so he can participate in sport, and then they are practicing like 2, 3 times per week, 4 times per week, five, six, like depending on the age and on the level, and then. You have like youth clubs, and then you have like senior clubs. Some senior teams have also youth clubs, like most of them have, but not everyone. And then uh, like when you are getting like better and like 16, 17 years old, then they try to find you some senior teams that you can also play, and then you can maybe play at the same time you play youth level at one team and senior level at some other team. So it's mostly like that. That is why I'm saying that there is no say, there is no like basketball club in school. No, it's everything is private or government like, and then you have to pay to participate. I
And
don't like it that much, but I think that in former Yugoslavia and in communism that was better made, because you had like many school competitions and many school like practices. Because now my gym is, I have only one gym in my hometown, and there is also more sports, and then we can't have, even if we want to have practices every day, we can't do it. We can do it like 4 times a week, 5 times a week maximum. And then at school they don't have like some more practices, like they have some additional practices. No, they have like I think three classes of P per week, and that's all.
which clubs are more popular?
uh, you think private or government, or
Both of it.
uh, the most popular one are the one that are the strongest one, mostly in the Belgrade. And then they bring the kids from all over the Serbia. They bring it all to Belgrade, like it's Partizan, Red Star, their youth teams, also Mega.
Oh,
That
they have a
yeah,
US teams. Okay, okay.
yeah. So that are the most, and there is also like in different parts of Serbia, like I live in Vojvodina, that's how it's called, that my part of Serbia. And then in that part you have one or two main cities, and the kids from other clubs go to that main cities. So you have like, say, that bigger centers of Serbia, that most of good players go to that one club, and then there is like selection process and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. We have the same things in CSKA, and in another big clubs. They have their own clubs for youth. Their system, and they have teams on all levels, from 4 years old to professional basketball. I understand what you say, and. What does a typical Serbian practice look like in different ages? First of all, I would like to hear something about Yas age, from 6 to 8 and from 9 to 12.
Yes, like in Serbia, like from former Yugoslavian basketball culture and former Yugoslavian coaches, it was all technique. Like technique is the main part, and like that was the main thing. Like doing technique and working on technique from the first, when the kid comes to basketball, it's always like you are doing this like that, passing is like that, shooting is like that, dribbling is like that, and that like a rigid structure technique. And the same is with the practice. It was like warm up, and then some kind of technique from one thing to other thing, and then at the end playing time to practice it all together. And now I think it's a little bit different, because now on the internet everything is available, and now a little more from let's say a CLA, or a little more of small-sided games or stuff like that. And I am also the one that is trying to do more of that, and not the rigid way. But let's say from 6 to 8 years old, the way I'm doing it, first thing for me is that they have smaller balls and that they have smaller baskets. So because I think that that small kids can't play on big baskets and with big balls, and that I think it's the problem with the basketball because especially in Serbia at that first stage is like till they are like 10 years old, we don't have that many kids because everyone goes to football because football you can play it, you can strike the ball with your feet very easy,
Yeah.
and the goals can be smaller and the court can be smaller, and basketball court if you play it with big ball, like when you're 6 years old you can't make the basket at the normal height. So that's the first thing for me, and that the first thing that I did in my club when we introduced that new kids from 6 to 8 years old was that to get lower rims and to get smaller balls. And then when I want to do with them is like first part of the practice is working on motor abilities that are suited for their uh, age group. So at that age it's mostly coordination, different patterns and different movements, like some complex movements and with or without the ball, and speed, let's say chasing, let's say speed with or without the ball, and stuff like that. And then at the other part of practice, I like to get them to be with the ball as much as possible. So almost every drill that we are doing, that everyone has the ball and everyone are practicing. Like if it's dribbling, everyone is dribbling at the same time, and they have like maybe to work at the same time. So they have to watch for each other to not get into each other way, or when it's shooting for them to compete at the same time. And at the last part of the practices, I like to have them play, but as I told you, I like for them to play on smaller baskets and at the smaller court, like from width of the court, not from one side to other side, and also to have like numerical advantages. I put one player more that is only offense. So he plays offense for both teams, and then offense have one player more every time, because I think that way they can have advantage and they can make better decisions, because at that age I don't think that they can make a 1v1 advantage that good with the ball. So I like to put something like that. And for the other groups, younger groups, for the older groups, that at from 9 years old to 12, let's say, it's again motor abilities. The first part of practices, like the I in that part I like to do more speed and more agility, because I think that's the main thing in basketball. And then after that, 1v1 and 2v2 is the let's say foundation for me for that age, because I want them to know how to create advantage 1v1, and then at later years how to be effective and at scoring after creating advantage, or to make right decisions to pass the ball or to stop when they need to stop and stuff like that. And also playing, but with a little bit of spacing rules, and but everything is created around that 1v1 creating advantage with the ball.
And when they started playing basketball 5-on-5?
Uh, I like them to start play basketball when they come, but not 5-on-5, like 3-on-3, or like I said to you, with one offensive player, more like 4-on-3 or 3v2 or 5v4. So I like them to start to play basketball as soon as they come, but
From
with
the
some
bottom, from
with
the 6 years old?
yeah,
Oh,
but with some advantages to offense, so it's easier for offense to play, or with like defense with no hands, with no using hands, just uh, just tracking their player. Because
mm.
I think I want them to fall in love with the game, and I think that if you want to fall in love with the game, you have to play it to fall in love with. So that's my opinion.
That's interesting because I give basketball 5-on-5 maybe on the third or the end of the second years of education. We don't play basketball at 6, at 7, maybe only in 8.
Yes,
It's in my academy. We do
yes,
these
yes.
things. We play just fun games. Not
Yeah,
a
yeah,
basketball, a lot of fun games. I don't do at 6 years old a lot of technical movements. Just a
yeah,
basic
yeah,
fundamentals, just
yeah,
like
yeah,
stance, pivoting, and a base dribbling, high, medium, low. That's all. Another things they do 45 minutes in interesting kids games for
yeah,
chasing, shooting, passing, hit the cone
yeah,
with the ball. Um, I um, I called it sniper game.
yeah, yeah,
You hit the cone on the different distance,
yes,
and
yes,
they have a lot of fun of it, and they compete with each other, and they teach to how to do some things, how to dribble in a game situation, how to pass in,
yes.
and I started to do a more fundamentals more fundamentals and teaching more serious. I think eight at 8 years old, or maybe at 9. Maybe it's not good, but I think to give them play basketball 5 on 5 at 6, it's interesting. But I haven't got a low rim.
Ah,
I
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the problem. Yeah,
I sometimes divided there by number of teams, and they should hit. One team have red cone, one team have blue cone, and
yeah,
they, for example, without dribbling, should hit the cone. Their team, and I count points: 1 point, 2 points,
yeah, yeah,
because we have because we haven't got low rims.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so I understand. I agree with you when you have that problem. That's why when I started to do with that younger kids, I made myself that baskets. Like I cut the board and I put the rim, and then because we have some metal bars that are like this uh, through our gym, I put it there. So now it's okay. Like that is on 250 maybe. 2 meters and
hmm.
50 centimeters, like that. So it's, yeah, I agree with you. If you don't have that baskets, maybe they can't play when they are 6 years old. But yeah, so I agree with you. I agree with that.
It's interesting to DIY something
Yeah, yeah,
from your
yeah,
hands. That's great.
yeah. That was I was talking about in Serbia. Everything is DIY and everything is creative. Everything is individual. What you want to do
Uh,
it, you can do it. Because I in Serbia, I can go to like let's say our government of our hometown and be like, hey, we need smaller baskets. They will be like, okay, great, you will get them in 10 years.
uh, I really understand you. Same years ago, I draw basketball lines in my gyms because
Yeah,
we haven't got a 3 point line and some another lines on free throw. And I at summer when we don't have a training, I draw it myself.
yeah,
I understand you. We don't have so separate from government to
yeah.
basketball in this thing.
And
Mm,
that's the thing that you like in Serbia. We have every year we have a coaching clinic for younger groups for like kids, coaching clinic for kids. And never in coaching clinic, some coach is there and he is like, oh, this is some practical stuff that you have problems, and this is how to resolve them in like young kids. Like someone can come and hold a lecture about that. Like if you work with someone that is 6 or 7 years old and he can't make a basket because it's too big, how can you make that games, and how can you keep him interested and work his way so he can teach something, so he can learn something, and to do it. That is nothing. Like 2 or 3 years ago, there was a lecture that held by our national coach, former national national coach Svetislav Pešić, that is a top coach, and I like his way and that. But last time that he was working with youth, it was like in Bormio, like that was 40 years ago, and he was talking about some stuff that is like first team stuff, like his philosophy in offense, his philosophy in defense. I like it very much, but that's not for kids. I can't use it now when I have problem that the basket is too high. Like what offensive scheme or defensive or no middle when I can't make, they can't make the basket.
Um, I mm, I want to discuss something more about basketball games 5-on-5 at 6 years old. I um, in my opinion, maybe it's not so safety for them because they can't catch a ball because when I catch a ball, I have my
Yeah,
господи, my arms, my palms, and in the high, and I took it like this. Or kids often waiting for ball like this,
and
and
this, yeah.
uh, and uh, um, and we have a lot of injury
Oh,
because they
okay,
hit
okay. Fingers.
the
Yeah.
yeah, and their fingers so soft at this age, and my academy based in school, and or if some of kids if someone of kids get injured, I should call an ambulance every injury,
Okay, okay, okay.
and fingers, palms,
Yeah,
something in face injuries, and etc etc, and it's very uncomfortable for me like a coach because I
yeah, yeah,
should to stop practice because they have a finger injured. I think it's not so big problem for basketball players
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
we have hundreds of this injured during a career, and a lot of during the season and the summer, and etc etc. And I really care about kids' safety because of it, and 5-on-5 it's most unsafety game for kids. And what about your practice? What about your experience? How often they get injured in practice?
yeah. I understand it, and that if that was the same thing for me, I will probably do it like you are doing it. But I really don't have that much problem with that. Like
Mm-hmm.
now, I have situation from last week. One kid, he is like older. He is 9 or 10 years old, and he injured his finger. The same thing
Mm-hmm.
with the ball hitting it. And I was like, "Come here. I will get it for you. I will just okay, you know when we are basketball
Ah,
players
okay.
just to
Okay.
pop it back pop it back
Mm.
and it's okay, and he was scared. He was like, no, 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 and I was like, you can you can be safe. It's not, it's no problem. I will do it. No, he didn't want to do it. And like 2 or 3 days later, his mom called me, and she was like, oh, his finger is still hurt. Can you give me some doctor, because like some physician that can do the same thing. And I gave them one, and they were like satisfied they did it. But I don't have that much problem with that. Like maybe 2 3 times in the previous 5 years, but I don't have that problem, because I don't need, like you need to do it every time that something is injured, to call ambulance or to get. So I don't have that problem, and that's the thing. I like to make them ready for chaos. So from the first time when they come, that's like basketball is chaos, and it's everything is chaos. Like everyone are running at the same time, and then I'm teaching them, okay, watch, and then if there's something I see that there's some dangerous situation, I'm like pausing it, and then I'm explaining to them. So I really don't have that problems because they I think that they get used to that chaos and that running at the same time, because I do it like the same way when they come to practice.
And what about rules in basketball? Because they don't know
Yeah,
all. Because football, we talked about football, and football is really more easier game than a basketball.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
One two rules. Don't
yeah.
took the ball with your hands
The
and
hand,
kick
yeah,
the ball in the same area. That's
yeah, yeah,
all. That's all
yeah. I
rules that
agree.
need to know. A basketball, double dribbling,
Yeah, yeah,
traveling, 3 second, 8 second, 14 second, etc., etc.
yeah.
And
I agree.
what do you do with that, and how you judge their games at 6 years?
Yeah, like it's divided in some parts. Like first part is that I don't call it as many as they are doing it because I want them to be more flow in the game and not to call every time. Just some things that are happening. Like I see that one kid is making the same mistake like 2 or 3 times. Then I'm pausing and I'm explaining why is that mistake. And I have to say that they get it. Like after first year, second year of their practicing, they are getting the rules like very nicely. And that is the first thing. The second thing is that we play basketball at the court wide. Like that's the size of the court, and then there is no that much problem with the time, like no problem with the time clock because the court is smaller and they are getting to the basket faster, so I don't have problem with the clock that much. And last thing that through some games, when one of the first things that I do through some games is how to stop, how to go to the dribble and how to stop. And that's the thing that you have problem the most with the travel, how to stop with the ball to not make a travel and how to start the dribble. So that's the one of the first thing that I teach them, and that is okay. And then like when they go to basket, if they make like 3 steps instead of two, and they go to layup, I let them do it sometimes, but and then through the time it's getting better. So like gradually, not at the beginning everything, but gradually one time and then the other.
Okay. Okay, thank you. It's really interesting. Maybe I'll try some these things in my practice. Um, it's really interesting. I think that the kids will be more prepared for basketball games
Yeah.
because of it. Uh, mm, in my system, I work on a long term involved there in the game. Um, I can some I think that some kids can choose another sports when they play a lot of basketball from the beginning, and it's and not of all kids can be compete at the young age. So someone can do it maybe to 10, 11, 12 years old, and they have a lot of stress when they play basketball. They can discuss with another kids in the group. We lose because of you, or we win because of me, and etc., etc. And I prepare it. I prepare their 1 2 years to basketball in their psychology. I prepare their mind to be basketball, not the technique. But I think it's interesting things too to give them more basketball during the practice from the 6 years old. I don't know about it in Serbia, in Serbian system that we played from the young age. It's great. That's great. And mm, we discussed about um, technical skills. At what age do Serbian coaches seriously focus on tactics?
uh, the but let's say they focus on tactics from the beginning, but on some like technical aspect of tactics, like something that is like maybe spacing rules, or maybe how when to cut, or like maybe in Serbia, like they like a lot of easy schemes that are repetitive, like let's say flow game, or however you like to call it, like pass and cut or pass and make a screen to other side, and stuff like that.
Oh,
And
oh,
that's
so sorry.
no
What
problem.
about screening? At which age do you give them a screen? It's really
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, like at my team, like this is the first year that I'm doing screening with them, and they are now 14 and 15 years old. So they are like in that years, because in Serbia we have separate the age groups that are playing the games. Like you have like that basketball schools that they are playing the games on the lower rims, let's say, and with smaller balls, and that is when they are, I think, under under 10, under 10, I think. And then you have like a different age group that they have they play on normal baskets, but with the smaller ball, with the ball number 6. They are like, I think, under 12 and under 13. And then you have like that other different group is under 14 and under 15. Yeah, it goes like that. And then older and older. And in Serbia, you don't have a screen on the ball. Like you don't have pick and roll until the under 16 age group, and
Oh,
you can't play zone defense and like that. And at under 13 and under 12, you have to play at first 2 quarters. First quarter. Quarters are 8 minutes long, and the first quarter, one starting five have to play whole quarter, and then second quarter other starting five you have to play. That's some rules that are in Serbia, like general rules when you play competitive basketball. But I start with the screening, like off ball screening. I started with under 14. uh, Before of in under 13 and under 12, I like to be as much as possible to create advantage with dribble, and to create advantage off dribble, like to get the ball and to cut, and with some spacing rules, like some like I like to use 4-1 spacing template, and from that spacing, like how you're supposed to move.
that's great rules for kids championship.
Yes, yes.
We have something the same. For example, under 10 years old, we can pressure all
Full
court.
court.
Full,
Full court,
we
yeah.
can pressure full court only from the central line.
Yeah,
We can do 2-14 zone defense like
yeah,
in Serbian, and under 10 we haven't got a 3 seconds rule in offense. Um, but we don't have the same rule for screen. I We play at my Yas team, 9 years old, and opponent's team do screen. My kids was whoa, what happened?
yeah.
Oh, it creates not good
Yeah.
for me, and
I
I
I
think
had I had the same problem with the kids at under 12. Some team was advanced enough so they can screen, because at that I play a league for under 13 with my kids that are under 12 and under 11. So I play them that when they are younger to get used to it, and they were like, oh, they just hit the screen and they stay there and they are watching like this. And then I was like, please, it's like that there is the chair, just go around it, or do something. So yeah, that can be the problem. Yeah,
yeah, we don't teach them to switch or how
yeah,
to
yeah,
make the difference on the screen, and they don't know. They take one man in defense, and what
yeah,
happened, like a
yeah,
wall, and
yeah,
I don't understand what I should do next
yeah,
step.
yeah.
Uh,
Same thing. Sorry, the same thing. Like I think last year when I was at that clinic that I was talking about, that youth clinic in Serbia that is held every year, they were talking about like oh, we can play pick and roll before under 16, but we can do the handoff. Like,
Mhm.
and some coaches were like, that's the same thing. How can you, why are you allowing handoff if you don't allow pick and roll? Because at that age, some of the coaches are doing the handoff the same thing as pick and roll. They don't do the dribble handoff, just get the ball and go. They do the handoff like you stand in the place and you get the ball and then you make a screen with your body. And then it's almost the same thing like pick and roll. So that was the discussion. That was pretty big discussion. Like whole hour, the different coaches were talking only about that.
Well,
But
I
you
think
we
it's
can play
the
handoff.
I think it's the same thing because my
Yeah,
kids at 9 or 10 they can defend pick and they can defend handoff.
yeah,
Yeah, handoff like you jump stop and take the
yeah,
ball and
yeah,
like a screen. It's difficult to
yeah,
defend this thing. If you just give the ball like this and like yes kids do, it's not handoff. It's just they take my
yeah,
ball from my hands. When we talk about real handoff, like it's like how we do professional players, it's really difficult, and I think it should be the same in the rules. They can do handoff and screen, and I wish that in our system will be the same rule with screen because peak have screen have a get a big advantage
yeah, yeah.
to team, huge advantage to team,
Yes,
and I think that kids at first they should know how to create
yeah,
create and do the same things to take some points or how to get open, not open only for screen and
yeah,
uh, yeah, I should analyze how stand my defender, how I should open my backdoor, I cut or another, not only screen. And that's great rule in your system, I think. But but it's amazing thing for me. I thought that Serbian started to do screen from 8 because you have a great IQ players which use peak so efficiency.
yeah.
And that's interesting that you are start doing it only from 14 years old. It's crazy. It's
Yes, yes,
surprising me.
yes.
I just remind this word surprise.
Yes, as the smaller kids and like before under 14, under 13, it's a lot of pass and cut, move. I don't teach it that much because I teach it like mostly dribble and drive. So create advantage with the ball and for the other guys to space and to cut when they need to cut. Because I don't like them to move without purpose, like to only run from one side to other side and to know don't know where are you running.
Hmm.
So I try to do it like that, but in Serbia it's like mostly pass and cut, and then pass and screen away, and then some systems that are repetitive, like flex screens. Flex screens are like a couple of years ago were very big in Serbian youth. Like flex screens, one screen down for the post guy to open, and then screen up
Hmm.
for the guard to open. So it's like that. And then pick and roll, not that much in youth, really, not that much. Like, but it becomes very heavy. Like when you are under 17, like under 16, not that much, but under 17, under 18, it is like pick and roll heavy. Like every offense is pick and roll, and then uh, I think that yes we are teaching the pick and roll very good because the pick and roll why kids know how to play it before because they go to court and they play it. They play 2v2, they
Oh.
play 3v3, and they play with pick and roll. Because my kids, I don't teach them pick and roll before under 15, but when they are 12 years old and they go to court, they play pick and roll. and all the time it's pick and roll and then open and then reading. So that I think that's the main part in Serbia. That all free playing and that all competing, like competing all the time, trying to be better, trying to win against someone that is older, playing with a lot of older players, and I think that's the main part.
And how much freedom do young players have to make mistakes on the games in Serbia?
Yeah, in Serbia, that is, I think, the worst thing, because in Serbia there is no very little freedom for them to make mistake, or there is freedom for the main guys, but not freedom for the other guys, and that is the thing that I'm trying really to pay attention to that and to change it, because like when my kids play games, I never sub them out because of a mistake. Never. If you miss an open layup, if you turn over the ball, it's not mistake. It's not a sub out. It's only sub out if you. I see that you are like mentally down because you make like 3 4 mistakes in a row, and then I see that you're mentally down. Then I'm like sub out, and then to talk a little bit, or if you are exhausted. But I don't like to sub them out because of that, because of mistakes. I Mistakes are the normal part, and I want them to get used to it. So, but in Serbia, I really don't like it because I see it every game that I play. Every game is some players that are the main guys, they can play and they can make mistakes. But let's say when you want to get some player like 8 or 9 players from the bench and he's in the game, oh, if you make a first mistake, you didn't open or the guys go past you, it's sub out. So
Mm.
I don't like it.
No, I understand you. We have the same thing at my country, um, but I think that it changing now with new coaches, not from old head coaches. That
Yes.
was in my childhood. My coach said, "You have three mistakes. Three. One, two, three. Get out from the court." And we
Uh,
wasn't fear. I wasn't fear every game to should I give a ball or
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
but I can also respect if that is the rule for everybody, and then it's you all of you know that you have 3 mistakes, and then you are maybe counting mistakes in your head while you're playing, but also you know that it's fair for everybody. Everyone are treated the same, and the main player, if he scored 30 points and he makes 3 mistakes in a row, you go out. It's not. It doesn't matter if you're the main player. I can respect that, and I can agree with that. I just don't agree with the stuff like the main guy that is mostly with the ball, he has like 6 turnovers, but he has also 30 points. It's not sub out for him, but it's sub out for the guy that first gets the first minutes in like third quarter and immediately makes the mistake.
mm, yeah, I agree with you. In my opinion, I don't see on their mistakes. I just want to have their fun.